Hey, my name is Amanda Boyce. That's me. I'm a student here at Full Sail University, and my program is the Recording Arts. Ever since I first started really using computers, I realized how important they were in the world. They offered faster, easier ways to perform tasks, such as number crunching, that would have previously been much more daunting of a task to perform. Add the invention of the internet, and the computer has become one of the most important technological advances of all time. We can now talk with people from around the globe, look up information in a split second, and do virtually, well, anything. But how has advancing technology affected the recording industry? Here in this podcast, I'm going to talk to you about how advances in hardware and software are important in the field of recording arts. Firstly, we would not have the modern recording technologies of today if it weren't for the invention of the phonograph in 1877 by Thomas Edison. This device was able to record sound picked up through a cone and transfer it to grooves cut into a foil along a stylus. Only 10 years later, this was replaced by the gramophone, which recorded the grooves to a flat disc. This gave rise to new devices for recording sound, condenser microphones. These replaced the acoustic horns of the gramophone. It was in the 1930s that recording with magnetic tape began, and by the 50s it was a studio standard. It began with single and two-track recording, but soon utilized multi-track recording, leading to a recording console built by Les Paul that resembled those that are still used today. This multi-track magnetic tape analog recorder was used for decades to come, and in some cases, I believe, is still used today. It wasn't until the 1990s that digital recording began to take control, and we are still expanding in it today. So as you can see, it's evident that changes in hardware affect the music industry by making it much easier to record music tracks for final production, and it's getting easier by the day. Today, we are able to use technologies like the Musical Instrument Digital Interface, or MIDI, to make sounds that are impossible on an instrument or to create notes on any instrument. This is possible because MIDI has no audio input. It is only taking in data from the interface depending on what keys or buttons are pushed. This data then tells the computer what notes are to be played and when, and the audio signal is constructed from there. We are also able to use something called a digital audio workstation. What is a digital audio workstation, you may ask? A computer. The center of any workstation is your personal computer. With the right software and equipment, you could basically record an entire album without stepping foot into a recording studio, and it could sound nearly perfect. Computers are oftentimes the center of the control room in many professional studios. But even with these new hardware developments in the industry, there is one other crucial piece involved, and that is computer software. Programs such as Pro Tools, Logic Pro, and Nuendo are needed in any digital audio workstation in order to bring it all together. These programs allow for the digital recording of MIDI and live tracks, and once the tracks are recorded, allow modification. You can go in and change any wrong notes, re-record them, or manually change the note on the computer itself, along with adding features and effects like reverb, compression, pitch, and distortion to tweak each track to perfection. Some software even comes built into Apple computers to do these jobs, such as GarageBand, which is a lot of fun to use. And as new technologies are being developed every day, no one knows where they might take us in the world of audio recording. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, I'm Amanda Boyce, and thanks for tuning in. Please don't stop the music.